tuppence for paper and strings. You can have your own set of wings. With your feet on the ground, you're a bird in flight.
Don't mind us, we're just singing.
With your fist holding tight to the string of your kite.
I was forced to do this, by the way.
No, you weren't. You enjoy it. And who doesn't? Who does not enjoy the frivolousness of Mary Poppins? Mary Poppins is my pick of the month, and not only month, year. I forgot when I took this movie off the shelf. I loved it. I relived my childhood. I mean, that's the first movie me and my dad connected to.
Really?
I mean, yeah, Dick Van Dyke. I mean, you have Dick Van Dyke, you have Julie Andrews, David Tomlinson, which I think is a fantastic actor in this. You have just all the songs. I mean, you have Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Who doesn't know that term? Even if you haven't seen that movie,
With a spoonful of sugar, I mean, I got a spoonful.
I mean, or Chimney.
Yes.
I mean, you have all that elements in there, and it's purely nostalgic to me. I mean, I had the cassette tape of the full
the album
of the full
album,
the full soundtrack.
And for those who don't know, the soundtrack is simply amazing. The music to this movie makes the movie. The Sherman Brothers who wrote these songs were amazing. See, Saving Mr. Banks again just to get the full effect of that, but these songs are just incredibly written. Mary Poppins, you see it up there, have it on display. I had that DVD set put away for so many years, almost a decade, pretty much.
If it weren't for me,
I wouldn't have seen it. And when I saw it, I have to say, what was I doing that I missed that movie for such a long time? Mm-hmm. It's truly it's one of the best films ever made. Walt Disney's crowning achievements. Kyle, this is your pick of the week. Like, pour your heart out right now why you love this so much.
It's magical. You see so much atmosphere. I mean,
yes.
The song "Feed the Birds" gets to me. I mean, historically, at a time when I mean, you could see it in Saving Mr. Banks.
Yeah.
There was a point in time where Walt Disney didn't think that the movie will ever get made, but that song made him have hope that the movie will eventually get made. But
Walt Disney's favorite song. You want to tell him when Richard Sherman he performed the song in front of Walt Disney statue at Disneyland.
Okay, they were dedicating his 100th birthday and a dedication ceremony to the statue at Disneyland.
Yes.
All right, and when he performed the song "Feed the Birds," which was Walt Disney's favorite song.
Even though he never said it, but Richard knew it, and you probably think so.
Because every time he would come into the room, he would say, "Play it," and and Richard would play "Feed the Birds." And when he was playing the song, after the song came out, a white bird, flew right there in front of the piano and left. It's sort of saying, like, you know, Walt Disney was there and saying, you know, thank you very much for
it's very symbolic and very iconic. And, you know, for people like us, Walt Disney means everything to us. He truly is our hero. Someone to look up to.
He is pretty much our childhood. I mean, we owe our childhood to...
And, you know, one thing that we have in common is every time that we go to Disneyland, and I probably knew this before we talked about it, but every time...
There's magic.
It's magic, but every time that right before we leave, I have to say goodbye to the statue of Walt Disney, and I have to thank him for everything, for creating this beautiful place that made a deep part of my childhood. What do you think, Kyle? I
mean, yeah, he did contribute a lot to our childhood. I mean, he does define nostalgia. I mean, you look at what nostalgia means. I mean, you look at childhood sake. I mean, Mary Poppins, it's just the atmosphere. I mean, and also Mr. Banks. You know, Mr. Banks' character, I mean, you have the definitive moment of redemption right there. If you want to see what redemption looks like, you look at Mr. Banks, the character. I mean, you look at that, and it's just, wow. I mean, like it said in the Saving Mr. Banks trailer, Mary Poppins did not come to save the children. He came to save the father.
Which you will see in Mary Poppins, one of the key scenes where it's Bert that tells Mr. Banks that he's been neglecting his kids, and that line where he says, "Up too soon they've grown, and then they've flown."
And
as childhood
and then they'll
slips through a sieve.
like sand.
Yes, sand.
I mean that line right there just says that, you know, you got to watch out for your kids. You know, your kids are growing up way too fast. Time is moving too fast, and you gotta do something with your kids.
For people like us, we've been in college already. I mean, our childhood, like, it slipped by, and we urge our viewers to take the time and just appreciate what you have. Anything else you want to say for your pick of the week?
Mary Poppins, what can I say? Practically perfect in every way. And that's my pick of the week, and we are going to
be back with Social
Soto.